Former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani wants you to believe that Trump has been very tough on Russia. In fact, he said that he was allowed to tell you about a secret conversation that Trump had with Vladimir Putin. It talked about how tough he was going to be. Take a look.
He authorized me to say this, or I wouldn't say it as his lawyer. So he has a meeting with him, and he's telling him, they're talking about Ukraine, and he says, Vladimir, you shouldn't, like, attack Ukraine, because then I'm going to... Well, I never liked those big... What are those things you got in Moscow? Those big bubbles, those big gold bubbles. I never liked those things. So I'm going to have to blow them up. So Putin says, they're churches. He said, oh, Vladimir, don't tell me that about churches. I did, come on. Churches. You can fool Bush, you can't fool me. Churches? You care about churches? That's what he's like.
Oh, you can fool Bush, but you can't fool me. What was it the Bush said, by the way? Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't fool me again. Okay, fun. But hey, dumbass, not go ahead. Those are churches. Those are churches. The large gold domes in that picture are the tops of the Cathedral of Annunciation. That is the Russian Orthodox Church that was built in the 15th century. What did you think they were? Did you think they were mosques? I mean, honestly, what did you think they were? Oh yeah, sure, they're churches. Yeah, right. No, they are. That's what a literal church is. Okay. But look, knowing how much of a dumbass Donald Trump is, I guess I'm not really surprised that he reacted that way. I wouldn't put it past him, not knowing that they think that, not knowing what they are. Maybe he thought that they were mosques. I don't know. But look, I guess even from an aesthetic standpoint, from the standpoint of color, he allegedly thought that they were ugly enough to bomb, which would again be literal open war with Russia. We don't want that. I don't want open war with Russia. So I'm against a no-fly zone. And so it doesn't make any sense, right? But speaking of aesthetics, right? No, you saw the picture of the Church of Annunciation, right? Or Cathedral of the Annunciation, and the ugly gold domes. Well, then let me ask you, what the fuck are those? What is this? What is this? That's the Trump Taj Mahal. That's what that is. I'm sorry. That's what that was. It's not the Trump Taj Mahal anymore, because guess what? Donald Trump went bankrupt and had to sell a casino for pennies on the dollar. Imagine being that bad of a big businessman that you bankrupt a casino, your own casino. Disaster. You think that guy called up Putin and was having a conversation, be like, oh, if you don't stay out of Ukraine, I'll bomb your churches. No, this conversation probably never happened. At least I'm sure they had conversations, but in those conversations, I can almost guarantee that Donald Trump was too busy kissing Vladimir Putin's ass to make any sort of threat. By the way, just like these Newsmax reporters are kissing ass, Giuliani, this is the amazing thing, right? Giuliani openly talks about Donald Trump wanting to bomb a Christian church in Russia. Again, first creating open war with Russia, okay? And secondly, bombing Christians. And yet, these guys, they're like, Donald Trump bombing Christian churches, that's a good one, that's great. Churches. These are the same people that love Donald Trump because he's a supposedly good Christian man. In fact, some look at him as like Jesus. Yeah, like a Jesus figure. And yet he's talking about blowing up churches, and they just laugh. Oh, isn't that so funny? We're going to bomb religious centers. Really? Really? And of course, these same people then go back to this like, oh, now we're going to go back to how BLM and Antifa, they're the real terrorists. No, give me a break. This is ridiculous. I'm not even defending the church, by the way. I don't like religion. I don't agree with religion. But these people, their outright hypocrisy is absolutely amazing. Now, the question is, why is Rudy spouting this nonsense? Well, that's because that's what Rudy always does. But look, he's pushing a narrative, okay, that Donald Trump was going to be tough on Russia. And he said it there. Oh, this wouldn't have happened if Donald Trump was in charge. Really? Really? I'm pretty sure it would have. The response, though, would have been much different. I think that Donald Trump would have done next to nothing about it. No sanctions, nothing like that. He doesn't care about Ukraine. Rudy Giuliani doesn't care about Ukraine. The only reason they actually talked about it before, well, the only reason they talked about Ukraine and went to Ukraine, because I remember Rudy went there, is to try to dig up dirt on Joe Biden using Hunter Biden. That's it. It all goes back to the laptop, to the, to trying to use the money that Hunter Biden had gotten from a Ukrainian gas company. When he didn't know anything about oil and gas. It's ridiculous, right? But in them trying to curry favor, political favor, with an incoming president of the United States, or a possible incoming president of the United States. And so, look, I mean, that's what you have. That's the only reason they actually care about Ukraine. They don't care at all about anything else. And so that's what the situation is. Okay? Donald Trump's foreign policy, understand, that's always had the same goal as his domestic policy. And that's to make himself rich and to punish his domestic political enemies. That's really it. Sad, baby.